What's up everyone, Darcblade here with a beginner's guide to Anthem. In this video we're going to go over the basic controls of the game. Granted, when you pick Anthem up, it will teach you the controls eventually, but why not give yourself a little bit of an opportunity, especially if you haven't tried out the game via the demos yet, to learn the controls here. Now a few disclaimers before we go into this video. Depending on what javelin you choose, the controls can slightly differ, and I've tried to include both the controls for PlayStation, Xbox and PC. So first up we have the movement controls. These are performed with the left thumbstick or the WASD keys. You can also control the camera via the right thumbstick or via your mouse. Whilst moving you can also sprint. This is done by pushing in L3 while moving or by pressing the left shift on your keyboard. Next we have jump. This is done by pressing X, A or spacebar. Most javelins can double jump, however there are differences depending which javelin you pick. For example, the interceptor can do a triple jump. Next you have the evade moves. These are done by pressing circle, B or the left control key or the middle mouse button. This is your basic dodge mechanic that can be performed mid-air while jumping, and if you're playing as the Colossus, pressing the evade button will allow you to pull up your shield to block attacks, as the Colossus cannot dodge. Next is aiming. This is done by holding L2 or left trigger or the right mouse button. Afterwards you can move the left stick or mouse to aim the reticle, and then afterwards you press R2 or right trigger or left mouse button to actually fire whatever weapon you have selected. You can switch between the two weapons you carry into battle by holding square or X or by moving the mouse wheel. The same button on controllers as well, square or X, is used to reload the weapon by just tapping it, and for PC it's just pressing the R key. When it comes to your abilities, your support ability is done by pressing L1 and R1 at the same time, or left bumper and right bumper, or if you're on PC, the Z key. Your first offensive ability, whatever that may be for your javelin, is done by pressing L1 or LB or the Q key on PC, and as for your second offensive ability, this is done by pressing R1, RB or the E key. Depending on the ability you may be able to hold this. Next is melee. This is done by pressing triangle or the Y key or the V key if you're on PC. Melee attacks can also be performed while mid-air. Depending on what javelin you use as well, the melee attack will differ. Next are the flight mechanics. Now you activate flight mode by pressing L3 or left shift while in the air. While flying around you can use the camera controls to steer. If you should slow down for any reason you can press L3 or left shift again to boost and turn on your thrusters. And whilst you're flying as well, you can also press the jump button to land naturally. When flying, just remember to be aware of your thruster meter at the bottom of your screen underneath your javelin. Whilst airborne as well, you're also able to hover. This is done by pressing R3 or the C key whilst mid-air. Whilst you hover, you're able to shoot and use abilities. Next is your ultimate ability. This is done by pressing up on the D-pad if you're using a controller, or the X key on keyboard. After you use your ultimate ability, you normally have to press the fire button to activate it. And then finally are emotes. Now depending on if you're on PC or console they can differ. For controllers you have to press left and right on the D-pad to cycle through them, and press down on the D-pad to activate whatever one is highlighted. And on the PC you have select keys for whatever emote you want. I've put these all on screen, so hopefully these commands will help. Now obviously, as you see, this is a pure beginner's video. It's not going to go into any depth about combos or special abilities or what the abilities do. This is just the basic controls for anyone who's looking to pick Anthem up. Of course as well, it should be stated that these are just the default control schemes for both controller and mouse and keyboard. You can probably change the scheme to something what suits you better, but these are just the default controls. As I mentioned at the start of the video as well, depending on what javelin you use, the controls can differ slightly and you may get new moves. For example, the interceptor, when it comes to its evade move, you can actually hold down the evade and it will dodge automatically up to 3 times. But I will cover all the in-depth details in the videos dedicated to the various javelins in the game. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you a beginner's guide to the basic controls in Anthem. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.